disappear like that. Yeah, kick back.
All
Give it
right.
up.
So, hey Dipper, welcome to the Did You Hear That podcast with, and I found out because I screwed this up last time, with Eric.
Hey!
Dipper
Hi,
Satterfield
Eric.
down there, hopefully.
He's actually down into, well, this direction from my perspective.
Hey.
You're down, and then Sean's over right there.
Oh shit, we are all fucked up.
I'm just gonna
boys.
stop. I'm gonna stop pointing when we do
Yeah,
this because
just
I don't want to look like an idiot anymore. All right. So we wanted to bring you on to talk about your lyrics and kind of what they mean to you, and we wanted to talk about Beast of the Night. So,
Yes.
Awesome.
I died.
we kind of
That's
want to
fun.
start, with a basic question. What is your favorite lyric in that song?
Repent all your fears to me. Essentially just saying, like, don't be scared. You could do it.
Okay, cool. So then let's start from the beginning then. Where does that kind of come from? You know, it says you always say but never will. You're lying about everything you feel.
So basically, I have a few friends that I've noticed in my life that say, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then they never do it. And then the time comes, like maybe a few months later, they're like complaining about it because they never completed what they wanted to do. And I was like, dude, you had all this time and this opportunity to get that done before this happened. And now you're stuck with nothing.
Hmm.
So then who is?
I like that. That's kind of like,
What is the Beast
you know,
of
just like, yeah, that's, that, sorry, go ahead, Sean.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You go ahead, Sean.
I was just gonna say then, what or who is the Beast of the Night?
Oh, I'm not gonna say their name.
I mean, I don't mean personally. Like, what does it mean to you?
Oh, so basically what it means to me is basically like you say you're going to do something, so you do it. So like be the beast that you can be. And basically that's it. That's really what
That's
it is.
interesting. You know what's funny, I read that as kind of like the perspective I took from the idea of Beast of the Night was like, or at least from when I was listening to it, I'm really excited to hear like your perspective, because it's very different from what I took from it, which is that like it's the idea of a person succumbing to almost like to addiction or self-hatred and just like giving in and riding out that wave.
That's like that actually, you know what, let's go what you said, because that's more deep and personal. No, it's very interesting, and I'm kind of glad you took it that way. Every song's up for interpretation, honestly. Like
sure.
however you take the song is how it really means to you. Like if you took that from that song, I'm not going to discredit that, because that's the idea you placed inside your head for that music. And I'm like, that's awesome. I really appreciate that outlook on it, because it makes me feel deeper than I really am. But when it really just comes down to brass tacks, it's just about some dude saying like, hey, I'm going to do something. And then like all his friends being like, then fucking do it. Just do it. We're tired of hearing about it. Do it and be the person that you can be, and stop being like, because I was that person too. Like it's partially based off my life too. And like,
definitely.
Dude, I lived at my mom's house till I was 23. Like that's not
22.
Cool. Yeah. See, like, I mean, like, and then I finally grew up, like I was lazy and did all this, and I was like, I'm going to do all this stuff. And I never did it. And now when I say I'm going to do something, I do it now. Like the new song kind of inspires me to do it, because I wrote that song. So it's like, I can't be lazy now.
That's awesome.
I had also looked at it like Eric had, where it was like the beast of the night was doubt, was deceit, was going to get you if you didn't do what you said you were going to do.
Oh man, you guys make me feel so like a better writer than I really am. I mean, I wish it was that deep, but it really just like, I want to make it just really as simple as possible. But like, I like where you guys, I like where you guys came from that, because like, ultimately someone could look at that and be like, hey, this song helped me, and that's how I picture it. I'm like, good, man. I hope you take it the way that you want to, because music's all interpretation.
Yeah. Dude, but I really like your message as well. I think one of the really awesome things about like the genre that you guys are performing in, and like what you guys can really do is you can project that like passion and that will directly into your song, and it comes out in that song for sure. That's like awesome. Now that I hear your perspective of that, that's really cool.
I don't want to be the band that like everybody, like metal's like got like this hatred side to it where it's like really violent. Yeah, I say a lot of curse words and stuff, but like none of the songs are really about violence. It's more like overcoming or realizing like what's in front of you and what you have to deal with. There's never a part where I'm like, hey, kill that guy, or like they're gonna die. No, it refers to like maybe like taking over something, or like something coming from something. I don't want to be like the super like negative dude that like hates everything, because that's no fun.
Definitely. So you really do like want to set an example of like self-determination and growth.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm speaking from past experiences. Like I was addicted to painkillers when I was a teenager. Like my dad died at a young age, and like so like, and all that stuff really like made me like sheltered and a victim and all this. And I really played this victim's part. And then as I got older, I realized that's not the right way to do this. This is not the right way you should be. This is like, you got to overcome these doubts and overcome everything that's pushing you back. Because once you do actually get over that, you actually see the world in a brighter view, because you don't have all this negativity and all this, oh, it's my fault, or I did this wrong, or why doesn't nobody like me? Change that outlook, dude. Be like, I'm awesome. I'm great. I'm doing the best that I can do at this moment in time.
Totally hear you. I really believe that a lot of growth stems directly out of your ability to love yourself, and like to value yourself enough to take a step forward, whether that's a small step or a big step. I definitely hear you. That's really awesome, man.
And it's unfortunate now in like this day and age, Sean, one more little tidbit. It's unfortunate in this day and age, because like negativity on oneself is so prominent in the world. Like everybody sees something or somebody else, and they always constantly compare themselves to someone. Is like, don't compare yourself to someone. You're someone different. You're someone completely different.
Yeah, I was just talking today about. I'm so sorry, Sean. You say your thing.
Go for it. I'm enjoying this back and forth a lot.
I was just talking today with someone about how so much of the root of the struggle to find peace is in how we're able to manage expectations for our environment. And that's a lesson that I actually really learned really well from working at Starbucks for a while. In that, so I ended up. What happened was, I found out that even if you had bad news to give to somebody in an environment where Starbucks is notorious for short-tempered human beings, even if you had bad news to give to a person, if you gave them a realistic expectation, as long as you managed that expectation appropriately, everything was okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to wipe out or whatever.
No, you're perfectly fine. This is.
But yeah, so everything is okay. But if you tell stuff like, if you try to placate them and tell them like, oh, it's not going to be that long, like, don't worry, like, but it really is going to take a while for them to get their stuff, then it becomes a huge problem. That same concept is transferable over to our own lives and like the expectations we set for ourselves. And if we set realistic expectations about like our ability to overcome, like for myself, when I'm really struggling with depression and I can't like, you know, like I start to notice that I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not eating well. I'm not cleaning myself. I'm not cleaning my environment, you know, like taking care of myself. When I start to notice those things, I do like the little thing, like the little step forward that like eventually cascades into better health and stuff. But like that first step is the hardest, but it comes from a place of like, man, I fucking hate being in this place and I love myself enough to take that first step forward. And it's not, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and it's just like you said, like it comes from being like, I guess like the beast of the night, you know, just doing your shit when it's hard to. But I guess that's a beautiful thing about like that type of message, is that it is hard to do those things, but that's part of why we do them.
That's why it's a struggle.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's kind of like how courage can't exist in a vacuum without fear. Like you have to be afraid in order for courage to exist.
I just want to point thing out. Now you know how I feel on Sick Invite when Brandon talks the whole time.
No, I like this. And I was just going to make mention of the fact that's why I was so drawn to the band originally. You know, you guys are a metal band, and I mean, we are a metal band, I guess, and that's why I joined the band.
Yeah.
You know, I play bass.
Secrets out.
We are a metal band, but we're not a group full of tough guys that are all trying to push somebody down.
Yeah.
We're looking to make friends, give life lessons where we can, and just be nice to people.
Yeah, and that's awesome.
I think so. Aaron Allen said one of the sweetest things to me, because I've never met him before one night, but he said hi to me, and he was like kind of hanging out by himself, and I was like, come on, hang out with us, like come join us. And then he wrote me after, he's like, you're really kind. And I was like, I just want everybody to be accepted, dude. Like that's what it comes down to. I was like, even if I barely know you and I talk to you over Facebook and I see you and I'm like, no, dude, could come join our conversation, man. Like don't sit over there. Like we're not talking about anything secret. It's nothing fun. But if you want to listen to us talk and talk about nerd stuff, then join us, please. If we're ever at a show and you see me sitting there and you're like, I don't know if I should say hi, go say hi. I guarantee I will enjoy have you join our conversation.
He's Sasquatch. He's a public figure. He has to be polite.
It's not that I have to be, it's that I want to be, because the more the want to be is to show difference. that I'm actually doing it because I want to. I have no need to go out there and make everybody happy. What do I gain from it? I don't gain shit. But I don't want to. I want everybody just to be happy because I want them to feel how I feel, and I feel great. Right.
Awesome. Dude. So I wanted to talk about one other line in there, right? I want to talk about the breakdown at the end, kind of. Did I get the lyrics right on that? Was the running away from your soul, running away from your home, or?
Yes, you actually, you got that. You got that. So the running away from your soul and running from your home. Yeah, that's correct.
Awesome. So is that, I mean, to you, what does that mean?
So that last little bit is, so there's two interpretations of the song you can take. You can either take the part where you actually succeed and you do what you're going to say, or that breakdown is where you you gave up, you ran from who you said you were going to be, and eventually you're running from your home, like that place that, because the people that I refer to have.
Due to the free nature of Zoom programming, we will be right back. In the meantime, please check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/The Secret Hideout Show, or on Twitter, Instagram, or Spotify under The Secret Hideout Show Presents Did You Hear That? Thank you, and have a great day.
We should do like the song over like one of those old transmission symbols or whatever, like or like interrupted the transmission.
Yeah. I hit record again though, so
we're live.
About Dipper's interpretation of running away from your soul, running away from your home, and kind of what it means to him.
Oh, so yeah, basically, like I said, I had friends who would like couch search a lot, and some of them still do to this day. Mind you, I'm in my 30s. So that's saying something. So like just that idea of running away from your soul is like you're running away from who you are, and then running away from your home. You're basically just giving up and you're just going to leave. And then that point, like you haven't accomplished anything, so you really don't have a home to establish anyway.
Yeah. So then let's talk about lyrical influences. Who are your favorite lyricists? Even
Keith Buckley from Every Time I Die, which you probably knew that one was coming. Trevor, the lead singer from Black Dahlia Murder, I really, really like his vocals. He's one of the best metal vocalists I've ever heard. And then
Very versatile.
Jerry Jones from a band called Trophy Scars is probably one of my favorite lyricists of all time. Dude is just a genius when it comes to writing.
That was one of the first bands you ever showed me. I love them.
Yeah, and I
Trophy Scars, I'll have to check that out.
Dude's been through like a lot of shit, and like you could tell by his lyrics, like you're like, whoa, dude. And then one more band. Really like reflects inside of his lyrics. Like he has one lyric that goes, back to the couch while I binge on Doritos, where I grow so stagnant that I breed mosquitoes. And I was like, fuck, okay.
Dude, that's beautiful.
So yeah, he's got a lot of stuff like that. So those four people are really like my biggest influence for like lyricists and just like kind of the style that I go for.
So then who's a vocalist or lyricist outside of our genre that nobody would think was an influence on you?
Oh, that's a really good question.
I think I know one answer for you, but
like outside of music or outside our music genre?
Outside of our genre, yeah, because those were all mostly like metal vocalists, right?
So like lyricist wise, like I really like hip hop. I don't think you could be a good metal vocalist without listening to hip hop because their articulation is so good. Anybody who's like hip hop sucks, I was like, have you ever tried to lay down words to a beat? So I really like Hobson. Hobson's one of my favorites. Little Dicky, Del the Funky Homo Sapien, which really turned me on to hip hop when I was a younger kid. So like he is an amazing lyricist. He's done stuff with Julian Lennon. Like if you've never heard Del the Funky Homo Sapien, he's been around forever. MC Chris, people like that, but more so like the more underground stuff. Like Hobson's big now, but really like Del the Funky Homo Sapien was really just one of my biggest ones.
That's really cool.
What were you going to say, Sean?
I wasn't. I was just listening to you. But oh yes, you mean for the influence? I thought I was going to say ABBA.
Oh, so the reason that I like ABBA is just because it's a play off Gravity Falls because of BABA, and they have disco. I think it's Disco Girl. Disco Girl coming through. That girl is you.
I just remember the first time, or the first or second time I ever came over to Dipper's apartment. He picked up a baby and sang all of Mamma Mia to Elijah.
That was the Dan Band, and I love the Dan Band.
It was great.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
But it shows though, like what Dipper lives his message. You know, he is a positive force in his life when and where he can be. You know.
Yeah, dude, that's really cool.
My cat's getting yelled at right now.
Get him, Heather.
Sean says, "Get him."
Was there any other stuff that we wanted to touch on? We want to just chat. What's up?
I don't know. I'm still trying to discover how to kind of close these out.
Yeah, for real. This is part of our process right now. Do we just kick you off, or do we just kick it?
So the way that I've discovered from doing 9 episodes out so far of Sick Invite.
Congratulations.
I usually lead into like anything you want to promote, and then kind of segue out of there.
Yeah, I mean that does work. Well, we didn't even ask her that last time.
I know, right? But I mean, we're good. We'll figure it out.
If I was going to promote anything, Sick Invite, of course, that I do with Brandon from American Standards. Of course, my band that Sean's in. It's All Grizzly. We're currently in the studio right now. We're almost done with one more song, and then we have one more to finish, and then we have an EP finished, and then we finish the video. So I guess like sometime in like late winter, you'll see that.
I'm so stoked.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys are busy though.
Yeah, we're busy. I don't sleep.
That's really cool.
I've been practicing a lot. I'm very excited to put down the bass line that I do have. So
yeah, dude,
that's awesome, man.
Even my vocals have switched up a little bit.
Yeah, dude, his vocal style on the new song, it's like he's got this like like almost like grimy devil tone to start out. It sounds very sinister and evil, and then it goes into like full on like a demon's chasing you down and screaming at you kind of shit. It's cool.
That took forever to do, by the way. Like,
I believe
that sounds like it would be very difficult.
Aaron worked with me a lot. So Aaron Mitchell, like we were recording, and he's like, try to do this. And I was like, I've never done this before. He's like, do it. And I was like, okay. And so like after like 15 takes, I got it. And then now I like it.
Yeah, it's cool as hell.
Awesome.
So then I have a good last question. What is your favorite lyric of all time? The one that's hit you the hardest, the one that you come back to, the one that you would get tattooed on you?
Oh, that is a good question. Oh shit. Probably an Every Time I Die lyric. And it's really funny that it's like not really super sentimental, but it does have a lot of meaning to me in a weird way. It goes, come up to the surface, the ice has just passed. Hallelujah, it's over at last. So basically, like I take that interpretation, like just live your life till like the best to your end of days. Like essentially, that's really it. I love that lyric so much because it's just like at the end of the day, it's like, what did you do?
Yeah, that reminds me of. Do you ever watch like TED Talks?
Sometimes.
There was this. I watched this TED Talk with this EMT who talked about whether or not he shared with his like the people that he. I almost said victims, but the people that he ended up like responding to, like in like car accidents and that kind of stuff. And his TED Talk was about whether or not he would be honest with them about how severe their injuries were when he would like come across like fatal injuries, like people who were going to die on scene but hadn't died yet and that kind of stuff. And he said that like early on in his career, he would be like very like placate, like he would, I don't know the right word, but he would like try to placate them. He would, tell them that they were going to be okay. And they would that like everything was going to be all right. And like to hold on and like stay awake, like, all the regular stuff. But he found that like when I don't remember what the catalyst was for him to change his behavior, but when he found that he started telling them the truth, there was this sense of relief, very similar to what you just described. And what I sort of felt when you were saying those lyrics, in this like idea of the person, like there was like this acceptance of the fact that they had like, this was it, there was no way out, this is the end of life. And like, it's kind of like, like you finished a really long shift at work kind of thing is how you described it. Like where it's like, there's just like this release of like, okay, here we go, like into whatever death is, and like, there's like, he said that there was like, that was the response of like a vast majority of the people that he told that information to. And there was like, he said there was a part of them that like, would ask to be remembered either by people they knew or by people in that environment if they didn't have anybody else. But ultimately there was that like, we've come to the end of the road kind of acceptance. And that's definitely what I heard in those lyrics. That's really cool. That's a good take, bro.
And that all stems from just like my dad dying and like me dealing with death throughout my life. Like, so
yeah,
you have to accept it. Unfortunately, like my dad spent his whole entire life grieving over his mom dying. And I saw that as a kid growing up until I was older. And I realized I don't want to do that. Like death weighs heavily on people, but you have to accept that they're gone. You have to accept that they were human. They all have flaws. Like that's the easiest way I got over my dad's death is I realized that he was like, he would come on to my mom all the time, like hit on her like so hard, even though they were married. Like I remember that stuff as a kid. And it just made my dad very human because I was like, oh, he's kind of like a little pervert for my mom. And I was like, and those sort of things really help you realize a person like is human and we kind of place them on a pedestal when they die. And you kind of have to take them off that pedestal to kind of get past their death, as I've noticed as a person. Kitty cat.
Man. Well, so would you say that's like, is a big catalyst to kind of like why you just kind of pour joy out in every area of your life? Yeah.
I mean, life's short. I mean, you never know when you're going to go. You could walk outside your house and get hit by a meteor. Just something weird. True. You could have the weirdest thing to me is a brain aneurysm. You could literally walk down the road dead because there was a blood clot in your brain. Like it just happened and no one knew it was going to happen. Like life's short.
Yeah, it's true.
So.
Wow.
Oh man.
Super serious.
It's been a blast talking with you.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
We're going to have to bring you back on when we release our new songs so that we can talk some more because I really want to talk about a couple of the other ones too.
Oh, I'm down.
Definitely. Honestly, any of them. We have like, I figure we just the fun part about this being song by song means we can go through your entire fucking album if we want to. Like, this is our podcast.
Yeah, I like to talk.
Hell yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I like to talk to people. That's my thing.
Awesome. Well, thanks,
We'll
Dipper.
definitely have you back, bro.
Yeah, we will definitely have you back on because you're an absolute delight, as anyone knows. I will see you soon, hopefully, so that we can hang and listen to the new mixes.
If not this
Amen.
weekend, Monday for band promos.
Yes,
Hey.
definitely.
And I'm gonna order pizza.
Heck yeah,
Dude,
have
I
a good
think-
night.
Bye guys,
Really
love you.
McDonald's.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, man. Thank you for being on.
Bye.
All right, I'm out.
Bye
Bye, thank you.
guys.